Adding raised ends to your design is an awesome way to give it that true furniture feel. And in my design, you'll notice that I do have a raised end on the right-hand side of this island, but I do not on the left. I'm going to take this opportunity to show you a couple of different ways to add end panels to the end of a run of cabinets. Now you'll notice that my island right now is back-to-back cabinets, so we have 48 inches in depth. One way to add the end panels is to add them individually to a cabinet. So if I were to look at this base 36, I'd be adding an end panel to the right, and on this base 30, I'd be adding an end panel to the left. If we take a quick view of this, I actually already have a perspective open, and I want to show you that there are no raised ends at this time on this island. So if we pop back over to our floor plan, and I right-click on the base 36, and I go down to its attributes, you'll notice that in the Add-on tab, so Add-on is the second tab at the top, there's an option here for base modifications. I can simply left-click on the plus, scroll down until I find doors on the right-hand side of the cabinet, click on it. You'll actually see it in your preview here appear. We'll click OK, and I've now added a door to the right-hand side of the base 36. If I right-click on the base 30, highlight the base 30 and do the same exact thing, go back to add-ons, go back to base modifications, but this time I'm going to add it to the left-hand side because the cabinet is facing the opposite direction. I'll click OK, and when I do so and go back and take a quick look at my preview, you'll see in my perspective that I now have two raised panels that have been added to the individual cabinets. So that's one quick way to add those. And again, they are part of the cabinet itself. If we go back, I'm going to click on undo and get rid of one and undo and get rid of the other one. So we go back to the plain ends. And just to show you that we do have plain ends, I'll do another rendering and you see that I've removed the end panels. Now, you can also add them as panels. Since this unit is 48 inches in width, I can go in and get a 48-inch panel and apply it as one panel in the field. Now, in order to find the panel, we're going to go over to our drag and drop menu to our cabinet manufacturer's menus. Now, when you're working in the menus, you'll notice that base panels would be listed with base cabinets. Wall panels would be listed with wall cabinets. Tall panels would be listed with tall cabinets. So if I double clicked on base cabinets and scrolled to the near bottom of this list, you would see panels. Now in my generic catalog, panels is almost always at the bottom. In brand specific catalogs, panels is usually one of the last items. So I usually recommend that people go and scroll to the very bottom of the list. Now, if I double click on the panel, you'll see that we have multiple options here for panels. So for instance, I have a Peninsula door panel, so I will double click on that, and you'll see here that I have a list of sizes. A PBD PT 48 is a particular panel. Now on the right-hand side here, you'll see that I have a different panel. So this doesn't line up. Since I already used this panel on the right, I'm actually going to type that same exact panel in so that I'm using the same panel on both sides. So I'll type in PBDDP, and then I should be able to go down and find the 48 and simply drag it and drop it on my floor plan. Now I'm not going to drag it right up against the cabinets, and here's why. When you drag and drop a panel to a floor plan, I want you to understand that the panel always faces the bottom of the screen. If you dragged a base cabinet out, it would face the bottom of the screen. If you dragged a sink base or you dragged a chair, they would always face the bottom of the screen. So you're going to need to right click to be able to rotate the item to whatever dimension you need. So I'm going to rotate it so it faces to the left. I'm going to move it over and I'm going to drag it close and simply left click. It'll snap right to the side of that island. So let me move that back a little bit. I accidentally snapped it to the countertop, so I just moved it a little bit further to the right, and it snapped right to the side of the island. So again, I dragged that to the floor plan, I let it go, I right-clicked and I rotated it, and then I simply moved it over and snapped it right up against the side of the island. This is one panel snapped into place, no seams. If I go back and take a quick look at my rendering, you'll now see that I have added a raised end to the side of my island.